People, Deluded, I'm back again. In similar fashion to Arsenal's under-23s against Derby, Arsenal's under-18s also drew 2 goals apiece, 2-2, but against Chelsea as opposed to Derby at 23s level. First game of 2020, and it was a game again like the game at 23s level of mixed emotions. It is very nice to smash and grab in a sense of kind of towards the end of the game we got something out of it. I don't feel we was poor. I feel we actually played quite good, but I think Chelsea was just at another level at times. And obviously this is games like this against teams like Chelsea's where these young players, especially a couple of the first year scholars like Monlouise and Patino, who are first year scholars to be, seeing what it's about at this level. Because listen, I'm always impressed when we play against Chelsea or when I watch Chelsea. One thing I like about their young players, on top of physically being at it, the IQ of their players is ridiculous. I saw a couple of formations in this game, and against Chelsea it's going to be a fight for every ball. You've got to earn the right to play. You've got to be brave when you've got the ball, and I think a lot of our players passed that test. We all passed that test, but we had to work hard, man. We really had to work hard in this game. From the off, really, you could see Chelsea's wingers. Is it Dion? I can't remember his last name, but I think Marcel Lewis and Dion, the two lads that they signed from Cambridge a couple of years ago, Cambridge United, from the first moment you could see they were looking to isolate our fullbacks, and have their wingers get out us, try and take them on and put balls into the box. And I feel they started well. I feel Chelsea dominated possession. They did have the upper hand. They were just seemed at another level. They seemed to be just winning the ball fast, couldn't let us get out of our own half. When we did get out of our own half, our players were outnumbered. It was a tough one. Saying that, I was impressed with our players because I saw Patino fighting in the midfield there, brave in possession, trying to play the difficult passes. The same goes for Patino Cottrel as well. Used to him playing in a slightly more advanced box-to-box role. He was playing in, how can I make it make sense for people that don't necessarily be watching this level? The more sort of Xhaka role sort of thing, the deep line playmaker, receiving off the centre halves. And some of the passes he played today were not today, but in the game, reminded me of Jack Wilshere. Again, I'm not saying he's Jack Wilshere, but he's got a wonderful eye. Both of them players have a wonderful eye. Greenwood's involved when he can. I feel our defenders are having to work very hard. I actually feel our wingers are offering Nathan Butler-Adeji, a lot of them, both of them, and Ryan Elebosi? Can't remember if he started, but I'm pretty sure it was him. They're offering something. I don't feel we're playing poor. I just feel Chelsea are a more experienced side, or it feels like they're more experienced side, and they just have the upper hand. And they're getting in behind. Number of half chances, heart and mouth moments throughout the game as an Arsenal fan. I can't lie. Balls, them drilled balls in and around the box. And our keeper did well a lot of the time. But when they took the lead with Marcel Lewis, we can't have any complaints. It's a lovely move, and he takes advantage. It's poor defending from us, but they deserve it really and truly. If I'm completely honest with you. And again, we're just really on the back foot towards the end of the first half, same way. And you're just thinking, can we hang on? Can we, be professional, not concede another goal, get into half-time sort of thing? And we managed to do that. The problem is, the second half was more of the same. I do think we had a bit more about us. We tried to make things happen a bit more. There was a more willingness to try, and players holding on to the ball a bit longer and trying to be brave and be the outlet. But I just feel, again, Chelsea on another level. It looked like they changed formations and they were playing with a more emphasis on their wing-backs. And Chelsea's number 5, as well as, Levy Colwell, I think their defence, the way they were playing out from the back was superb. But we couldn't cope with their fullback, specifically the left-hand side lad. I don't even know his name. It might have been Samuel Wheeling. I don't know his name. But he was bombing down our right-hand side, their left, with great effect. Listen, he's a good crosser. A number of lovely balls into that box. And like I said, from an Arsenal perspective, heart and mouth moment. From a Chelsea perspective, you're kind of kicking yourself as you didn't win this game, because a number of them similar ball situations and you're not taking your chances. And again, as super as it sounds and as fickle and obvious as it is, football is about scoring more goals than your opponent, putting things to bed. We're hanging in there. We are having to hang in and be a bit rigid, and we're showing it, but it feels a bit like it did feel like Chelsea were going to bang on the door when they got their first and second, and it did feel like they could score a couple more. But we're starting to wake up a bit and get the ball going and get things happening from an Arsenal perspective, to be fair with you. And like I said, man, Ben Cottrell and Patino and the rest of them are starting to have a bit more about them in midfield and being even more braver and things. And we're having neat passages of possession and whatnot. We're brought down and Greenwood steps up to take a free kick. Now, listen, only God knows what foot that lad kicks with, really and truly. I know he's both-footed, people, but what is his stronger foot? Every goal he scores, I ask myself this question. Listen, it's with his right peg. I think he's left-footed, but I think it's his right peg, so it makes it even more astonishing. I'm lost for words. It's a lovely free kick, and to be fair, I shouldn't be shocked because I've seen him do that, and he's got that in his locker. And listen, it's been a great 24 hours for Greenwood, really, because he made the difference at 23's level and obviously at under-18's, and I really like him as a footballer. I think he's got first-team potential long term. He's given us something, but at the end of the day, it's only 2-2. It's only 2-1, really, people. It's a lovely goal, but it's a consolation at that, and it's a peach of a goal. It's a lovely goal. It's a goal as a season contender, not just under-18's level. It's up there with Tyrese John Jules' acrobatic finish at 23's level against Leicester at the Emirates, people. It's a wonderful goal, people. Seriously, it's a lovely goal, but it's only a consolation, and we're getting in behind. We're taking advantage of Chelsea a bit because they're starting to switch off. Maybe it's a bit of tired legs. Maybe it's a bit of complacency. And we did well to kind of fashion that equaliser. Long story short, it's a cheap goal by Arsenal's expectations and how we play football, but Matthew Dennis ain't going to complain. Came off for the injured Alex Kirk, I believe, in the first half. Hopefully it's a speedy recovery for Alex Kirk if it is serious. But he taps in and listen, it's a smash and grab. We walk away from Cobham with a point, really and truly. And we should have been out of sight. Well, Chelsea should have been out of sight, out of mind, really. They should have killed this game in the first half, but we get something out of it. And we live to fight another day. It's what it is in that regards. I felt we was decent. Like I said, I was impressed in particular with our midfielders. If Sam Greenwood continues, then he might not be used at this level in any capacity. He surely is one before the end of the season, steps up permanently to 23's level. And I'd say next season he's potentially a contender to play some sort of cup game or be in contention with some minutes at first team. Because he can play up front, can play on the flanks, he can play in the 10, and he's a terrific player, man. And listen, I think he's going to be a good player, whether it's here or not, and I'd love it to be here, man. And he showed today what a good player he is, but it is what it is in that regards. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 2, it is what it is. And to be fair, before I go, our fullbacks had a lot to do, but we even had chances to nick the game. UK put in a lovely ball from the right back position, and no one was there to tap it in. So it was a funny old game, and there's positives and negatives and just learning points for both teams, really. But on that note, it is what it is. People, deluded. It's been a pleasure, but it's time to get out of it. I'm out.